Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're tuned in again to another Paragon John video. Thank you guys for stopping by. You could have clicked any video anywhere on these interwebs, but you, on your own free will, chose to click this one right here. So, if you end up getting triggered by this video, if this video makes you mad, if it makes you want to leave a hate comment, anything like that, there's no one else to blame but yourself because you chose to click the video. So, guys, in this video, I want to talk about coworkers and jobs, okay? And specifically, I want to talk about the idea that coworkers are not your friends, okay? Coworkers are not your friends, guys, okay? Even if you may be friendly with some of them at the workplace, some of them may be friendly with you. There may be a certain level of camaraderie that you have with some of your coworkers while you're on the job. Sure, that might be the case, absolutely. And I think that's good. But one thing that you have to understand is that the people that you are working with at your 9-to-5 job, if you happen to work one, guys, these people are not your friends, okay? They may be friendly with you. You may be friendly with them, okay? And I'm not saying that there may not be some people at, some of these workplaces that you might meet and they might be really good people and stuff like that. Sure, that might be the case, but you have to understand with a 9-to-5, guys, it's a situational thing, right? You are there to earn a paycheck so you can pay your bills, so you can survive, okay? Your coworkers are there for that exact same reason, okay? And so the point is, we don't get to choose our coworkers, okay? These are people that are a lot of the times in the same situation as yourself and are working this job for a temporary period of time so they can sustain their existence, okay? Now, I'm not going to say that, some individuals that you meet in these places, you might not can be friends-ish with, okay, in that situational temporary time period while you're on the clock, while you're on the job. You might can be, but guys, again, just because you're friendly with someone does not mean that you are friends with that person, guys, okay? When I think of a friend, I think of someone who has my back, someone who has my best interest at heart, someone who I can relate to on a personal level, someone who I choose to spend free time with and they choose to spend their free time with me, someone who you have almost a bond with on a personal level. Coworkers are not that, guys, okay? One thing you should know about coworkers is that a lot of these people will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat as long as it benefits them, okay? The workplace is kind of a dog-eat-dog situation. Most people are just doing what they can do to survive while they are in the workplace, however they need to do that. As soon as you either leave that job, get fired from that job, resign from the role, or move on to a different place or whatever, as soon as you leave, that is the same moment that you never hear from any of your coworkers ever again, okay? And you likely will never reach out to them ever again. So everything is temporary in the workplace, and coworkers are temporary as well. As soon as one of them leaves, you'll never hear from them again. If you leave, you'll never hear from any of those people ever again, guys. That's just the truth, okay? Coworkers do not care about you on a personal level as a person. They just don't. It's all situational. Everyone is there to make money, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you may not work a job that you like, okay? I happen to work a job that I like, that's in my field, that I went to school for, that I enjoy and I find fun, okay? And a lot of the people that I happen to work with are pretty good people, who share similar interests to me and are friendly with me and things like that, and are not out to get me, and a lot of you guys are in a similar situation like that, and that's a good situation to be in. However, I understand, and you should understand, that again, these people are just your coworkers, okay? as soon as you leave the job for the day, it's not like you're talking with these people. It's not like they're talking to you. They just go on with their day and they hang out with their people and you hang out with your people, and you just kind of live your life and they live their life. As soon as you get fired from that job or leave that job or whatever the case may be, that's the second that you stop associating with those people, largely forever. You know what I mean? You're never going to see those people again. They're never going to see you again, very likely. And that's been my experience. And another thing that I'll add is that whether you realize it or not, guys, there are individuals at your workplace that you work around that actually have negative, bad intentions toward you. Like, sometimes these people hate you so much because they're jealous of you. There's a lot of jealousy in workplaces, guys. If you're someone who excels at your job in any way, if you're someone who is competent, you're someone who's intelligent, you're someone who's smart, you're someone who performs well, you're someone who is a people person, you're someone who is comfortable in your own skin, you're a person who, may have good social skills, things like that. Whatever the case may be, if you excel in some way in the workplace, I promise you, a lot of the coworkers, or a good amount of them around you, are going to resent you for that and actually want to destroy you, okay, because it benefits them, right? A lot of people in the workplace have a mentality where it's like, okay, this person is a threat, that person is a threat, this person here is a threat to me, so I'm going to do everything in my power to neutralize that threat any way I can so I can get ahead. There are people in your workplace who have that sort of mindset, who you really cannot trust, who you really need to be aware of which individuals those are. That way you can strategically, kind of interact with them and not trust them. That way you can protect yourself, guys, because I promise you, this has been my experience in certain workplaces, guys, where I've worked them and there were individuals who were acting all nice and shit to my face, you know what I mean? Like, they're my friend and stuff like this. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're actively trying to destroy me. They're actively trying to get me fired. They're actively jealous of me. They're actively recruiting other people to go against me, you know what I mean? Because they were jealous in some way, they were threatened by me or whatever. And you just got to be aware of that, guys. Listen, if you're anything like me, I promise you, there are people at your workplace who are threatened by you, okay? They are threatened by you and your potential and your talent or whatever it is that you're good at, who, may not have good intentions towards you. So I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not saying this to make you paranoid or anything like that. I'm just saying this because it is the truth. There are people like that in the workplace who you need to be aware of, that are around you, okay? And so that's why I say, guys, that coworkers are not your friends, okay? Even if you think they are. A lot of the people who are acting friends and shit like that in the workplace are faking it because they're very threatened by the people around them and shit like that. They're very insecure. There's a lot of insecurity in the workplace, guys. So if you're a confident person, whatever, just be aware that there are people who oftentimes want to destroy you, okay? Just understand that the people that we are forced to be around at these jobs are not people that we chose to be around. And so a lot of times there are people in your workplace that don't like you very much, that are not a big fan of you. And on the flip side, there are people that you are not big fans of at your job and that you may not necessarily like, but you have to go along to get along, right? You have to maintain a friendly facade, and on the surface, like, you like everybody and everybody's friends and shit like this. A lot of times that's a facade because people are just trying to keep the peace at their workplace, right? They don't necessarily want to get involved with big drama or get into conflict with people and shit like that to where you may lose your position and stuff. A lot of people just want to go along to get along in the workplace, and so what they do is they put on a facade of, oh, I'm friends with everybody, I'm just friends with everybody, Meanwhile, as soon as that person leaves the room, they're talking shit immediately, So, again, guys, the people that are your coworkers who you are in the workplace with, guys, are not your friends. They're just not, okay? Even if you're a person who thinks that you are friends with your coworkers or your coworkers are friends with you, I think you are mistaken, okay? You are mistaken. I promise you guys, not everyone at your workplace likes you. Not everyone is your friend. A lot of these people will throw you under the bus in a second if they're in a situation that they need to benefit from. they're just, they don't have your, they don't have your back, guys. Coworkers don't have your back. They're in the same situation as you. They're there to get money. They're there to go home. They're there to get out, right? And so, and you know, again, I'll just say, I've had experiences where I've worked at particular places where there were maybe an individual or two individuals or a couple individuals who maybe I thought were cool people, and we got along to a certain degree, and we were friendly to one another, and we had a certain level of understanding and you know, kinship, I guess, friendship, not really, but to a certain degree. But again, even those people you can't completely trust because they could be putting up a facade. You never know their true intentions towards you, shit like that. And again, you know, it's all situational. It's just temporary. You're not really there to make friends. You're there to do a job, okay? I make this video just to say that don't necessarily trust everybody at your workplace, okay? Again, there may be some individuals that you trust to a certain degree. There may be some individuals that are good people that, you know, you can have a friendly kind of disposition with, and you can have a certain level of camaraderie with, sure. But again, as soon as you leave the workplace, that's over. You know what I mean? As soon as you leave the workplace, that's over. As soon as you get fired, as soon as you quit, as soon as you resign, that's all over, and you'll never hear from these people again. So that's the truth, guys. Coworkers are not your friends. Don't trust people at the workplace, at least not everybody. And, you know, just understand that it's situational. You're there for a paycheck. You're there to get your money. You're there to get out. You're there to do your job. And you're there to keep the peace while you're there. And that's it, guys. That's it. So coworkers are not your friends. Thank you guys for listening. My name is John. If you guys enjoy this sort of content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys think coworkers are your friends? Do you guys think I'm right, coworkers are not your friends? What's been your experience with coworkers, guys? Let me know. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching.